Today, we're following a story that starts on your couch and ends in a stadium. Netflix's two-time Oscar-winning K-pop Demon Hunters is stepping off screens and on to the stage. At its annual upfronts this week, Netflix announced that it's teaming up with LA-based live event planning AEG Presents to launch a global concert demo based on the hit film. Dates, cities, and ticket details are still under wraps, but the plan is clear. Turn a record-breaking movie with its top-topping singles, massive sing-alongs, and Halloween costume dominance into a real-world touring experience. Welcome to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host, Shashank. So, what happens when a streaming hit becomes a touring band? As you listen, keep this question in the back of your mind. Let's start with what's actually been announced. At its big annual presentation to advertisers, Netflix has just a few showcased this year. Netflix has confirmed that K-pop Demon Hunters, already a two-time Oscar-winning show and cultural juggernaut, is getting a full-fledged global concert tour. Netflix will partner with AEG Presents, the company behind tours with some of the world's biggest artists, to put the show on the road. What we know so far. Positioned as a global tour and not just a few showcase dates. Specific cities, venues, and on sale dates will be announced later this year. The concept is to build a live concert experience in the film's music, visuals, characters, effectively turning the soundtrack and universe into a touring act. The movie isn't just coming out of nowhere. K-pop Demon Hunters has already broken viewership records all over Netflix, spawned chart-topping signals that live on their own music platforms, and inspired viral sing-alongs, dance challenges, and an avalanche of Halloween costumes built around its characters and looks. Is this a concert or a sequel that you stand up for? Which leads up to our second question. When you buy a ticket to a tour like this, do you seeing what it's like to be part of a band, watching a musical, stepping into a kind of live action sequel where you and thousands of other fans are just a part of the story? Why would a streaming giant get into the business of global concert tours? Well, a few reasons stand out. Number one, deepening the relationship with fans. Streaming shows that when people press play on, the live events show you that they're willing to leave the house and pay premium prices for a concert tour turns passive viewing into active shared experience. The kind of thing that people plan trips around and remember for years to come. Number two, revenue streams. Streaming shows what people press play on. Live events show you what they're willing to leave the house and pay premium prices for. Streaming subscriptions are recurring but a relatively flat source of income for the user. Tours open up weekend revenue, VIP, meet and greet packages, merch like apparel, light sticks, and collectibles inspired by the film, and potential future in live stream specials capturing the concerts themselves. Number three, franchise building. By taking K-pop Demon Hunters out into the world, Netflix is signaling that this isn't just part of a film, it's part of an IP franchise. That paves the way for spin-off series, animated specials, games, comic, additional music releases, and more. Working with AEPG Presents allows all of us to tap into an established touring machine, logistics, venues, relationships, promoters, rather than trying to build up all that expertise from scratch. When AEG says yes to a movie tour, from AEG's perspective, this is also very intriguing. Live event companies usually build tours and artists with existing touring history, solo performers, DJs, acts, and fans. Here, they're partnering with a fictional universe that has proven itself on the screen and has streaming platforms. What AEG gets is a built-in audience data. Netflix knows exactly where K-pop Demon Hunters has performed best, which cities, age groups, and even which time of the day that people rewatch key scenes. This can help route the tour from day one. What AEG gets on top of this, cross-media marketing. Trailers, banners, and in-app notifications on Netflix can promote the tour to millions of fans from right where they discovered it. And flexible format. A live show based on a movie can be reimagined. Full concert, a story-driven musical, hybrid with on-screen elements, and even festival-style one-offs. The risk is different. If the film's fandom doesn't translate into ticket buying behavior at scale, you can't just pivot midway on the run. You have that you can with the marketing campaign. They're betting that the emotional connection that people feel with animated characters can carry into a human staffed live video show. Dancers, vocalists, maybe holograms, or even AR. Can fictional idols hold a crowd like real ones? Which raises a three very critical third question. In a world where K-pop idols and groups already command intense loyalty, can a set of fictional demon hunters embodied by performance and technology command the same screams, the same lightstick waves, and the same devotion in an arena? For fans, this movie changes the relationship with the story. You might dress as a favorite character and show up at a venue with thousands of fans doing the same. The music that you lived in a headphone becomes a shared wall of sound. The choreography that you practice alone in your room suddenly becomes part of a crowd moment. It also shifts the idea of what counting as a fan looks like. Before, a dedicated fan might be one that rewatches their favorite show, favorite scenes, streams the soundtrack, and shares memes about it. Now, being a super fan might include traveling to a show, collecting limited edition merch, or even following the tour across multiple cities. All of which is an easy revenue stream for Netflix. The bigger picture, streaming meets the stage. Zoom out and see this is part of a broader trend. Concert films on Taylor Swift and Beyonce are becoming theatrical events, then driving streaming. Stage adaptations of Taylor Swift and Beyonce, like from Mean Girls to Lion Kings, are running for years. Immersive experiences where fans walk through recreations of sets or stories from their favorite series. K-pop Demon Hunters Live is another version of that loop, but with an important twist. The stage is being conceived as almost a native extension of a streaming IP, not as just an afterthought. For Netflix, that suggests the future where some projects are greenlit then with both a screen and a stage plan in mind. Narrative worlds are built to travel across mediums more fluidly. Data from one realm, who watched, where, and how often, transitions into another. Which city gets two nights? Which song anchors the encore? For live events industry, that's a sign of who can tour might expand. Not just missions, but casts, characters, and universes. Not just nostalgic acts, but a brand new IP that's just barely a year too old. Is this a concept, the sequel you can stand up for? Well, let's go back to the first three questions that we had. What happens when streaming hit becomes a touring band? Well, you get a feedback loop. The film fuels the tour re-energizes streaming music, and IP shifts from being just content to being a living franchise that shows up in cities, not just on home screens. Is this a concert or a sequel that you stand up for? Well, it's both. Fans will go for the music, but they'll stay for the feeling that they're stepping into an ongoing story, one that might evolve from the show season to season. And can fictional idols hold a crowd like real ones? That's the experiment. If K-pop Demon Hunters can fill arenas and deliver the emotional highs of a traditional K-pop concert, it could open the door for a wave of IP-driven tours The line between a band and a franchise is getting blurrier than ever. Thank you for listening to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host Sashank, and I'll see you next time. So, the next time you finish a movie on Netflix and think, I'd love to live in that world for just a little bit longer, remember, somewhere, sometime, a team is asking the same question and trying to figure out how to turn that feeling into a ticketed event. Thank you for listening to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host Sashank, and I'll see you next time.